one of the big tasks in our training program is to get a certain number in puzzle survival. For my band, the 2400s, there's 3 levels. You got to get 61 first, 64, and then 67. Okay, GG. Let's go next. Queen A8. We're almost at the first benchmark, which is 61 for the program. So that's cool. But we're going to try to get to 67. All right, Queen A8. Maybe we can like super long castle with King E1, Rook D1. I'm not sure if that's allowed. Let's try it. No, okay. Maybe if it was like wrong. like that move was legal, but it wasn't the best. All right. Let's think. So black is threatening annoying Rook A1. We have some checks too. We have Queen H5 check, for example. That maybe leads somewhere. Not really clear. Yeah, this is an odd position because we're down a piece here as white. And it doesn't feel like both sides are attacking. It doesn't feel like we have this like monster attack. You know, our knight is a little bit far from F5. So let's see. Definitely a position where I want to do a very robust candidates search because like okay, Queen H5 feels tempting, but there's also moves like Queen F5, and maybe I'm missing some other move like E5 or Rook takes D7 or something. You know, I'm not really sure, but I'm taking a look around to see what I can come up with. Rook HD1 doesn't make a ton of sense because Rook A1 check and black will trade. Okay, so let's think about Queen H5. Then if King E7, which looks like the most natural, can take on D7 there. Okay, it's starting to fall into place. So Queen H5, King E7, Rook takes D7, King takes, Queen F7 check. So Rook D1 maybe. You know, in fact, actually, I feel like it's nice to bring in the rook. So let's slow down. So Queen H5, King E7. Let's take, King takes. Here, it's very important to calculate it out till the end because we're not 100% sure that Queen H5 is the right move, right? In a game, maybe it's better to just play like a move like Knight C3, like Knight B1, and keep the attack going, right? You're not sure you want to commit. So definitely want to calculate it out before going for anything super committal. So takes, Rook D1, I think, important to throw in because whether the king goes to C8 or C7, noticing that the queen is coming in with check anyway, and this bishop is a real MVP covering. This bishop is perfect bishop covering the escape square on B6. So that's actually starting to look really good. So Queen H5. Okay, if King F8, I think we're just taking here. Rook A1, King D2. You know, the checks are going to run out and we have mate, yeah? And if Queen H5, King D8, again, we have Queen F7. No, actually, no, not Queen F7. We just take immediately. We transpose to the other one. Maybe Queen F7, Knight E7, and takes is also good, but no need for that. We can just take it. It's the same as the other one. So Queen H5, King E7, takes, King takes, Rook to D1. The king goes to C8, there's Queen E8 check, King B7, Rook D7 check, King E6, Queen takes A8 mate. So on Rook D1 check, if King E6, King E7, there's Bishop C5. If King E6, Knight D4 maybe, Queen G4 looks more tempting though. King F7, Rook D7 check. And King F8, Bishop C5. Yeah, looks like we're mating there. King G6, Queen F5 check. King H5, Knight G3, King H4, Queen H3 mate. Well, okay, let's arrow out the whole line. So takes, check, King E6, Queen G4, King F7, Rook D7 check, King G6, Queen F5 check. There's also Knight F4 actually, faster mate. Excuse me, Knight F4, King H7, Queen F5 mate. Okay, very good. Let's mouse slip. No, let's play it. And Rook D1. Okay, we're going this way. But we've already seen that we can come in with the queen And that's GG. Okay, white to play here. We're down in exchange. Black is a very strong H-pawn, but it kind of feels like maybe there's some danger for black's king. Now, if we play the immediate f3, definitely feels like the king will just escape. So I'm tempted to moves like bishop takes d7 and bishop f7 to kind of keep the king in some kind of a mating net here, at least as a starting point. But man, this one feels very, very tricky. So let's pause and think here, because of course the king can just try to get out anyway, or can it? On bishop f7, I'm noticing king comes to f5. We have king f3, and then e4 is a mate threat, and I don't see a way for black to create an escape square there. So it's all about, can the king create escape squares? So with bishop f7, problem is I don't actually see what we're threatening. What is our next move? Black just pushes h3. So let's pause. We can also take on d7, then king d5. King definitely gets out, and I don't know, it just looks like a weird endgame. We go bishop h3, just feels like a playable endgame. You know, maybe we're holding, maybe not. Like, looks kind of bad, honestly. So yeah, it doesn't feel very tempting there. So bishop f7. How do we actually threaten mate? This is the thing I'm kind of missing in the position. Where's the Polgar book? Was this covered? What page is this one on? Yeah, I mean, maybe we can also try to win using this a pawn. It just feels a bit slow. But f3 king d5. That's the problem for me here. f3 king d5, and I don't see how we're promoting with our a pawn. Maybe there's some a6 takes, bishop takes d7, h3, bishop e6. Yeah, it's just, this one is just like much harder than the previous one, so it's confusing. I'm like, you know, like we had like a mate in two, like three puzzles ago or something. So yeah, it feels weird that we all of a sudden we have you know, Trotsky endgame study here. All right, so now I'm thinking a6. If h3, just to confirm, we're taking h2, pushing h1 equals queen b7, like we're taking on d7 there. I think white just like totally winning that position. So a6, I think black takes, bishop takes d7. The reason I wanted to push a6 was because I want the c pawn to be a monster threat. But then anyway, there's king d5, c6, king d6. Doesn't look tempting at all. Oh, okay, yeah, new idea to push c6. We're really all over the place here, but there's just so many candidate moves in the puzzle. So c6 takes, and then we go bishop f7 was my idea. And then if h3, bishop e6, then black is in the mating net. So c6 takes, bishop f7. If king f5, then still king f3. It's kind of the previous idea. I think that still works. c6 takes, bishop f7. Yeah, f5, there's f3. Really see other moves there. h3, bishop e6. Bishop e6 there, and then f3. Okay, so that makes sense. c6, there's also b takes c6, of course. And then if a6, rook h8 maybe, bishop takes d7, king d5. It doesn't look that obvious at all. Yeah, very tough, unless I'm missing something simple, but definitely we're going to have to spend a little bit of time here. So Counter moves here are bishop takes d7, bishop f7, e6, c6. f3 check, I think I've discarded because king d5, I don't see how we're doing anything there. e6 takes, and then maybe c6. Because I'm really just trying to get this d pawn off of d7. If the d pawn is gone, we have bishop f7, bishop e6, very strong idea, and then we have f3 mate. So a6 takes c6, takes bishop f7, amazingly, giving up both pawns. King is then cut. Because if we go bishop f7, the problem is h3. We have no immediate threat. a6 there, h2. Black promotes first. No good, probably. Well, I'm not sure, actually. Oh, yeah, but yeah, there's going to be queen f3. If black promotes first, there's always queen f3 check at the end, and we're busted. So a6, if black plays rook h8 in that position, I think we're in time to play bishop takes d7, b takes a6, c6, and then the c pawn is running. Oh no, excuse me. We have the same bishop e6 idea again. So the line I was just looking at is a6, rook h8, takes bishop e6, and I think black resigns there because f3. Wow, I mean, really tough, like 600 points harder than the next toughest puzzle that we've seen. Okay, here's the running line, a6. And again, this is after looking at all kinds of different forcing lines. But the problem is with this pawn on d7, I'm not able to get this mating net, which I think is key. Bishop on e6 and f3. And if we take on d7 right away, then the king gets out, and that doesn't look convincing at all. So a6 feels right. B takes a6 is like the most principal move. And then c6, threatening to just take on d7 and promote. So if black takes that one, bishop f7. If this works, I mean, it's a very nice puzzle, but oof, woof. Gonna be hard to get to 61. It's a real woofer of a puzzle. Okay. I feel pretty convinced with this. If I had more time in a game, I would probably spend more time, just because it feels like such a critical moment. You know, exactly the situation where one wrong move can blow the win or lose you the game. You know, you might not even know. a6. Yeah, I mean, if h3, I don't think we really have to double check this line too much. Both sides promote. White gets queen b7 check. And then, I mean, even if we just trade queens there and take on d7, that's like a winning endgame. Just so many pawns for white. C pawn is super strong, but yeah, we can also keep the queens on the board. So a6 takes, c6 takes, bishop f7, king f5. We're going king f3. Otherwise, we're playing bishop e6. Okay, let's try it. If we're wrong, we're wrong, but I think we gave it our best shot. All right, a6 correct, c6 correct, bishop f7. Okay, a5. Now we were thinking bishop e6 and f3 mate. Oh boy, let's go.